Hey friend, how's it going? I hope you guys are doing really well. We are playing a little bit of ESO today. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already, join Discord, become a member, all that kind of stuff if you would like to. So in this video, I'm literally just going to be going through like my first impressions of the new zone and different things like that. Just pretty much like our first impressions video. We won't be doing any questing in this episode, but I definitely probably will come back and do some questing for the new zone and stuff. But I had some opinions and I just thought that I'd make a video and share them, see if any of you have the same sort of like thoughts as me. But yeah, so the new chapter is out. I am pretty late with the whole like chapter stuff this time around. Normally I'm pretty on top of it, like having a look at the PTS and everything like that, but I didn't actually buy the new, okay, let's not call it a chapter because they've moved away from chapters and they're now like content pass things, whatever. It's sort of the same layout, I guess. But anyway, content pass. I didn't originally buy it, and now I think they've changed it where you can't actually access the PTS with like the new zone and stuff unless you have the content pass. Because I did go on, but I couldn't see the new zone or anything like that. I think that is something that they changed, and I didn't want to buy it straight up because the price. Okay, the first thing we'll talk about is the price. The price is ridiculous. Okay, let me just, the price is stupid. It's more than the chapters used to be, and you're actually getting less. Okay, so the price for the basic like content pass is at $42.99. Okay, and for what you get, it's not worth it. If you wanted the premium edition, I think it come with some extra stuff, but it does also include the base game and all 8 previous chapters. That is $67.99. Still ridiculous price. When you look at, so if I look at like previously when I bought the Gold Road chapter, I bought the deluxe version, and that was obviously like Gold Road come out last year. When I bought that, I bought the deluxe edition, and that was at $42.99, and that was for the deluxe version. But now they want you to pay like $42.99 for the content pass on its like base one. I know the base one is, you know, the base one's pretty much what a lot of people will get if they already own like everything else in ESO, but the price hike is ridiculous when for what you're getting. Okay, it's not worth it. We'll go into the zone in a minute and I'll talk about like why I think the price to what you get is definitely not worth it, as well as I do believe that the content pass now also includes the dungeons, which pretty much puts like ESO Plus at a sort of like disadvantage. They should definitely put the price down to ESO Plus. I don't know at this point if they are adding anything else to ESO Plus to compensate, because obviously if you get the content pass, you get the dungeons, and that was one of the things that if you got ESO Plus, you got access to the DLC dungeons without having to like actually purchase them. I know, I feel like I'm making this really confusing, but in my head it's making in my head what I'm saying is making sense. If you know ESO, then you probably like already know this and like how it works or whatever. But ESO Plus, one of the perks for it was obviously you would get access to the dungeons and some other stuff. But now they've put that in the content pass, ESO Plus has definitely lost its value. The craft bag is still like the biggest value, but honestly I would rather have them be like, oh, you can just purchase the craft bag straight up, because I would do that. Okay, I would purchase the craft bag straight up so I never had to get ESO Plus again. I don't have my ESO Plus at the moment, and I don't know if I even will renew at this point, because it just does not seem worth it. But anyway, that is about the price. The price is ridiculously expensive. It's too expensive. It's like buying the deluxe version of a previous chapter when you got loads of extra goodies. And yeah, for what you get, you don't get a lot. So that's the price side of things. Hated that. Yeah, it's expensive. I couldn't afford it when it first dropped, and I honestly kind of regret buying it now from like what I've seen. Anyway, that was the price. Next thing I'll go into is the new like HUD layout. I do still have add-ons, which is like the map and then my like little like health bars and stuff like that. I still do use an add-on for that. But this up here, if you look where like Xerath's name is, now I haven't got into like a group dungeon or a trial or anything like that since the game has like updated and stuff. So I don't know if that is how it looks when you're in like a group. I really freaking hope not. This is so intrusive. It doesn't know. I don't know if there's a setting to remove it. Had a little look, couldn't find anything. I do know that somebody has reverted the like UI. I will link that in the description. Apologies, I don't remember the name now, but I'm very tempted to get that. But it's like a separate add-on, not through like the usual ESO add-ons website, but that reverts it back to the old UI, which highly tempted to do because I hate this. It's just unnecessary. Like, just having his health bar and his name is more than enough. The grey stuff around the side is all the same. The new layout for pretty much everything, I hate it. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the layout. This one looks really rough in my opinion. Like, the outlines of things, I know, it just doesn't look clean. It looks very messy because like I can see the beige on the outside of like the black outline a lot. I don't know if like coming over here will, yeah, you see like I'm seeing beige on the outside of like the black outline. It's just, it's messy. I don't like it. It's not nice to look at. I just don't like it. But yeah, that's changed for everything, like including this. It's, I don't know, I preferred the old one. So yeah, I'm somebody who's very tempted to get that add-on. As I said, I will link it in the description if you guys also wanted to get it. But yeah, hate the new UI, price ridiculously high, all that stuff. Next thing is I still haven't actually done the prologue yet. I have been doing the dailies for the new zone, just because really. Prologue, I haven't done it yet, but we have to speak to this guy over here. And just quickly, as I said, I'm not going to do any quests in this video, but I wanted to show you this. I hate this. It come up with like a big thing when I first went to do this, and I wanted to like share my opinions on it with you guys, so I haven't actually gone through and done like the prologue and stuff like that. But we've kind of, I think there's always been sort of like options in ESO for different ways that you speak to NPCs, whether you speak to them kindly or whether you be rude, I think, unless it's just something that I've like completely overlooked, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, but these two faces, like, I feel like they're unnecessary. And then there are just like other options that you can do, like you could be flirtatious and stuff like that. And I think the little pop-up mentioned that the NPCs will react to whatever choice you make. But yeah, this is just something that's like little that I hate. Like the little faces, unnecessary. They're kind of like, I don't know, they're not needed in my opinion. They're just not needed. But that was that. Now let's head on over to the zone, because I have a fair amount to talk about the zone. First off, let me go into town. because I didn't play the PTS, I didn't obviously have a look at any new furnishing items. I didn't go and have a look at the achievement furnishing items. And boy, when I first got this DLC, whatever the freaking heck you want to call it, content pass, chapter, you get it. It's the same thing, in my opinion. When I first got it, I went over and I checked out the furnishings. And seeing as we're so close, I'm going to do that now. One thing I also just quickly want to mention, which I might go into a bit more detail, it's so empty. For a new chapter that is less than a month, content pass or whatever, new zone, there you go, we'll just call it a new zone. For a new zone that is literally less than a month old on PC, this is incredibly empty. Now, the content pass does have like mostly negative reviews on Steam at the moment of me recording this. But man, I've never seen a new zone so empty. Obviously, I'm playing this a little bit after it came out, but it hasn't even been out for a month yet. And it's so empty. Normally when you come to a new zone, it is thriving. Especially when it's like brand new. Like people are doing their dailies. There's so many people. You can do all of the world bosses, stuff like that. I've gone to like world bosses in this, even on like peak times. Okay, at the moment it's like 10 in the morning. Maybe a lot of people are not on. But when I first loaded this up, it was like evening time, like peak time for like EU server. Man, it was dead. I was like, I had to start a boss of my own. Like, it's just, I've never seen a new area so dead. Anyway, let's have a little quick look at the furnishing items. We'll do just a general home good one
Ready
first.
to decorate?
There are some nice items in here. As I said, I never looked on the PTS, so I never actually got a look at these before the chapter come out, because content pass, because I didn't buy it. I only literally bought it the other day. But some of this stuff is nice. Like, I like these shells and stuff. We've got some driftwood. These, I think, have always been in certain ones. I love these. If you know my, like, ESO housing and stuff like that, then you know I'm a sucker for, like, the cherry blossoms, the plants, the flowers, all that kind of foliage stuff. So to see some of these is really nice, and that you can just, like, buy them with gold. I do like that. That is a big bonus, in my opinion. But yeah, some pretty new plants, and some of these which I might very well get used to, because there is actually a new house, and very impressed with the house. You can buy it with gold. We'll get to that a little bit later, but I'm impressed with that. So yeah, just some nice new furnishing items. These as well, like the bismuth. I've always wanted to make this. I always think that they look pretty cool. But yeah, just some trees and plants. I actually quite like this one. These ones are nice, palm trees, all tropical to obviously like go with the zone and stuff like that. So that's the furnishing items, right? Now the achievement furnisher, I'm so disappointed. Like, look at this. Isn't that cute? I don't know if that's like something, but I gotta tell you, I'm incredibly disappointed with the like, normally the achievement furnishing items, like, you know, sometimes they're a bit hit and miss, because obviously they're to do with like quests you do around the zone, or sometimes like the new trials, stuff like that, what have you. But I'm genuinely very disappointed with all of these furnishing items. This one is probably, I guess, my favorite. But if we go like this, it like disappears. We can like pretend it's like not there. Okay. I don't know. You guys let me know, please, if you like any of these furnishing items, specifically the achievement furnishing items. Oh wait, yes, this one's actually an antiquity. Are they all antiquities? I didn't see that before. No, okay, this one is an antiquity. I do have this already. I just need to scry for it. We've got a subclassing banner. Subclassing is something that I'll talk about in a minute as well. Honestly, not impressed with that either. The, like, banners and stuff are always probably, like, my least favorite things, furnishing-wise, at all. I like paintings and sometimes tapestries. Paintings mostly, but banners and stuff, not my cup of tea. If they're yours, that's great. But, yeah, a new boat is always nice. We tend to get or at least recently, for doing like I like the fishing achievement like furnishing items. I do think that that's a nice addition, like the fishing stuff. But and another banner, like, you know, 3 banners. Like, none of this stuff screams out to me as, oh my god, yes, I want that. And a lot of the time, like, sometimes the achievement furnishings are normally quite nice. They're like, sometimes they're little knick-knack pieces, or there's something that's like really out there and cool. None of this stuff is good, in my opinion. I don't really like any of it at all. I would prefer to spend $1 million on like the plants that woman has. Like this item here, that would have been cute. Or like this, that would have been cute as a furnishing item. But yeah, so that is the furnishing items. I'm pretty, look at this plant. I'm pretty disappointed with those. I mean, look at that painting. I like little woven tapestry and stuff. It's so much nicer. There's like just so many more nicer achievement furnishing items out there from different zones. I would recommend checking all the other zones before you come to this one. But yeah, so that is that furnishing stuff. Next, we'll talk about the zone. As I mentioned briefly, so dead. Like, so dead. For it not even being a month old, it's so dead. I was really shocked when I come in. I kept seeing like, oh gosh, I kept seeing like characters, but they're just like NPC characters. They're not actual like player characters. But like, this is where the 2 daily endeavor people are. I see like 2, 3. As I said, it's like 10 in the morning. Maybe not a lot of people are on. But when I first come into this and I went and got my dailies, dead. I was literally, no joke, I wish I would have recorded it actually, but I was the only person here, like getting the endeavors, and it was in the evening. I was the only poor soul here. I felt like I had the whole world to myself, which I wouldn't mind. It actually felt like kind of lonely. It actually felt really lonely. For like an MMO, I felt alone. I don't really play with people very often. Like, I don't have regular people that I play with and stuff like that. Do trials and bits and bobs sometimes with like random groups and stuff like that. But I like seeing people running around, you know, doing their business, doing their stuff. But it felt so low. Like, I felt alone. I might as well have been playing like a single player game. But yeah, it felt really alone. There's a few people here now, more than what there was when I first grabbed it. But yeah, these are the 2 daily endeavor people. Been doing a couple of those. Let's have a little chat still. We're on like the zone and town category, I guess. Maybe I'll put timestamps. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's very not scripted, okay? I'm really bad at like trying to script things, so this is just on the fly, so like first impressions style stuff. So the town and bits and bobs, I actually really like. It reminds me so much of like Somerset, and you guys know, if you've been here for a while, Somerset is literally my zone. I love Somerset so much. It's beautiful. Like, it's my favorite place. But yeah, this like little town area mixed with the Argonian stuff and the Alanor stuff, I really do like it. It's very pretty. It's kind of a weird mix, but they go quite well together. But yeah, just like the buildings and the little ponds and the flowers and the plants. I really like the zone. The zone is very nice. In here is like the crafting zone. I do like to no, sorry, this is the traders section. I like that the traders are in so like one section. That's nice, but there is a building that you go into as well, which is I think it's this one over here. Yeah, there's like a crafting building, which is nice, but I don't think that this is one of those zones that is going to outbeat any of the other zones for doing like daily crafts and stuff like that. But overall, the like main city is very pretty. I do like I do like the look of it and everything. I mean, just look at it, okay? Let me go in at first person. It's very pretty. Let me get rid of the UI. That'll make it so much better. Let's go up higher. Anything else? Anything else? Yeah, it's very pretty. It is very, very pretty. I do like the architecture and the like buildings and stuff like that. It is it's very nice. It is very pretty. I guess we could look at the little sloths. I guess we could add this to like another bonus thing about the chapter as a whole, I guess. But yeah, it's very nice. The main area is very nice. Let's leave the main city now and go out into the world. Again, the world is actually really pretty, at least this half of the world. We don't know.
Over here, Mainlander.
Okay.
I need to speak with you.
No. I might do the main quest as a like little series. I don't know. I'll definitely do the public dungeon. But look at the sloths. I kind of want to know if we can kill him, but yeah, we can. I'm so sorry. Okay. Oh, I feel really bad now. Okay. Anyway, I feel so bad. Whatever. This side of the zone is very pretty. It's all like the same structures and the plants and the greenery go throughout the area, which I really like. I do really like the bright and plants and stuff like that. As you guys know, Somerset is my jam. Anyway, the zone. Okay, let's look at the zone. It is split into half because I think in the middle of the year, whatever, at some point there's going to be a big event that is going to be, I think it was a server event, so I guess EU server, NA server on all console and PC, like separately. There's going to be an event where we all have to like work together or whatnot to destroy the wall. Now that's that big thing there. If you see it, you see it. I guess it's hard to miss, but that's that. That we will all come together and do quests and help build a machine, whatever, that destroys it for us to get to the other half of the zone. Okay, kind of cool, maybe cool, I don't really know. There's the public dungeon. But yeah, so the zone is actually split into two. As you can see, the zone it's not the biggest zone, but we get the other half, sort of like how they would do the chapters, where you get sort of one part, you get a big area of a place, and then at the end of the year, when the next half of the chapter would come out, you would get like a whole nother zone to explore. And I really like that because I always like exploring the new zones and bits and bobs like that, because I don't play ESO as much as I used to, so new chapters are a good sort of like excuse for me. But this one for me has not been it. This one has been like so disappointing. Anyway, we can swim all the way across here, which is great. But yeah, so zone's split into two. Now if we look at this half of the zone, we only have one public dungeon and 3 delves and 3 world bosses. So I can only imagine that's going to be the same on the other side. I just feel like this is really cheap to give us only half of a zone now, because it's so small, and then half of a zone at the end of the year. Like, we do have 5 like zone story quests, which is great, sure, but the one public dungeon is really stupid. We do have 3 delves, there's only 1 crafting item and 3 world bosses. I've done all of the world bosses now. Like, this seems like a mini part of a zone that with the other chapters that we would get, this feels like it would be their part of the chapter that would come out at the end of the year. You know, just another like little zone for you to dip your toes in, finish the quests, stuff like that. You get what I mean. She's just like paddling in the water. That's cute. But I want to take any, I mean really any other zone, for example, would work. I don't want to do Westworld. I'm going to do one that's actually kind of big so I can get my point across. We're going to go for Western Skyrim, okay? Western Skyrim. We had this whole area when it came out, okay? And that's 6 world bosses. That was 2 public dungeons. And 3 crafting things. Obviously we've got the world events, blah blah blah, the sky shards, all that stuff. I'm mainly going off of the public dungeons and world bosses. So 2 public dungeons, 6 world bosses. We got this to begin with, and it also come with this to begin with. And again, that's another 2 public dungeons. Is it another 2? Is it? Where's the other one? Or is it just 1? No, okay, sorry. It's just 1 in each section. There we go. That makes more sense. Excuse me. But yeah, so we got this, and we got a whole like underside to it. Again, still 2 public dungeons. I'm not going to complain. 6 world bosses split across the top and the bottom. Great. Perfect. 6 delves. Perfect. Then, towards the end of the year, with that chapter, if you bought it, we got this whole zone, which come with 2 world bosses and 2 delves. Like, how big this is pretty much almost, I would say, about the size of this. I hope that you are sort of, like, getting what I'm trying to say. I'm like awful at trying to like explain things or express myself, but I hope that you like sort of get what I mean. So even so, I imagine that this side will have what, another public dungeon? Cool, great. Maybe another 3 world bosses, great. Maybe another 3 delves, great. But the fact that you're splitting the zone and you're for the price, like it's not worth it. I know we're back to the price again, but it is not worth it. Even one of my like least favorite sort of sections, I guess, High Isles. I wasn't really a huge fan of this area, but still, High Isles. This is what we had. Did you see how freaking massive this is? Like how big this is. It's 6 delves. Again, only 2 public dungeons. I'm fine with that. I'm used to like, you know, when a chapter, zone, whatnot comes out, you normally get 2 public dungeons. And the fact that we're only getting 1 public dungeon and then you're going to make us wait until the end of the year for the 2nd public dungeon is stupid. 6 world bosses. And then towards the end of the year, when we had High Isles, we got the Galen zone, which is huge. Like that and that. I don't know. I hope that you get what I mean, but I'm just incredibly disappointed with what we have to the price, and just, I don't know, it just seems sort of like half-assed. I know it's not half-assed because like a lot of effort obviously goes into like making this sort of stuff. I don't do it. I don't know exactly what goes into it. I imagine it's a lot, but as a consumer side, somebody who has thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in the game, to pay like almost 50 quid for half of a zone, and then you want to give me half of the other half of the zone at the end of the year? No thank you. Like, I wish I could get a refund, if I'm honest. I know this seems so harsh, so incredibly harsh, but yeah, I'm not impressed with only having half of a zone and then getting the other half. If it was like this whole section, I'd be fine, because it'd be like exactly the same as any other area. You know what I mean? The Westworld was a big area. We didn't have another section to the Westworld. Like, we didn't have another section to that, which is fine because, you know, it's big, whatever. But, like, even taking the Telvanni Peninsula, for example, like, this and the, like, Skyrim sort of zone are probably two of my favorites for what you got for what you paid. I just feel like they were a good representation of this is what you pay and you're getting all of this with it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just getting too aggy. But yeah, we got all of this and we got all of that. Like, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool for like what you paid? And what we paid for this was cheaper than what we are paying for half a zone for this. Okay, anyway, sorry, I'm gonna stop there because I'm getting too annoyed. But anyway, we'll get the other half of the zone. As far as I'm aware, it will be at the end of the year, sort of like I said, how they used to do the chapters where you would get one whole zone and then at the end of the year you would get sort of like an extra zone or just more quests or stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of this. The way that they've decided to do it, it's not my cup of tea. I don't think it was a good thing. What else do we have to talk about? I think that might be, I mean, the zone itself is very pretty. This side of the zone is going to be very like worm cult, sort of like esque, I don't know, sort of like Cold Harbor-y, maybe. I did obviously see like the world premiere, I guess, the thing that they did where they were talking about it and they showed a little snippet, and yeah, it's going to be like complete polar opposite, which it will be cool to like have a little look around. But I've barely played any of this and I've already explored the whole area. Yes, I've got quests to do, it's fine. Yes, I've got delves to do, it's fine, whatnot. But yeah, I don't know, I'm just incredibly disappointed with the size of it to what I had to pay for it. And especially if you're not somebody who doesn't really care for the dungeon side of stuff, you do get the dungeons with the content pass. So at the moment you can see I don't have access to all of these ones because I don't have ESO Plus at the moment. But which ones do I have access to? I did get, obviously I got the content pass. Yeah, this one I haven't done yet, but I did do that one. But yeah, anyway, you get my drift. I just think that it's far too expensive. Is she throwing stuff? Because I keep hearing that noise. Are you gonna throw?
Flanish, is this truly the ancient Tideborn way of silent hunting? That Ornog is getting terribly close.
Hush, Ormendros. Remember, the secret to silent hunting is remaining silent.
He's gonna get eaten. No. Okay, anyway. I don't know if he does get eaten. I know, like, little things like that sometimes happen. Where, like, little, NPCs are, like, going crazy. Anyway, yeah, so I think overall, for the price, it's just very disappointing. The zone, or at least this half of it, is very pretty, okay? The zone is very pretty, the town is very pretty, stuff like that. I haven't really done any of the quests, as I said, so I can't really comment on whether I feel like the quests are like boring or anything like that, but I would like to do the public dungeon as a video. I may do some of the story quests as videos as well, but yeah, just overall pretty disappointed. The last thing I will talk about, because I don't know how long this video is, I know I have a tendency to ramble and I apologize for that. So subclassing. Subclassing is like the same. You can use the skill scrolls to redistribute the like subclassing stuff, what have you. I did not know how subclassing was going to work, but obviously you unlock these because I have multiple other characters. I don't have these, oh gosh, sorry, I got hiccups. I don't have these like maxed out on my other characters, which is, you know, it's fine, it's whatever, or that one, but you know, the ones that I do are in white. But let me go somewhere else, because I feel like the wall's gurgling and bubbling is really putting me off. Let me just travel somewhere else really quick. Okay, here we go. This is so much quieter. Isn't this quieter? This is great. This is so peaceful. So yeah, so these. Now, I didn't know how this was going to work, because I never checked it out on PTS, sorry, anything like that. But what happens is you actually remove one of your 3 of these and replace it with like whichever one you want to pick, pretty much. So I could replace the Ardent Flame with Storm Calling, or I could replace Earthen Heart with Assassination, and then I would have the Flame, the Power, and Assassination. Does that make sense? Hopefully that does. So pretty much you can't just unlock all of these and switch them out sort of like willy-nilly whenever you like, blah blah blah. You literally remove one of your one of your skill lines and replace it with another skill line. That's not how I was expecting this to work, and that's not how I think that it should work. Sorry, I was trying to think of the word then. But like when you say subclassing, I feel like, okay, that's great. I get every single skill on every single other character on one character. That's it, and then I get to choose between them. Not, oh, I get to switch out one of my like skill lines for another character's skill line. No, like subclassing to me means that all of these should all be like down here in the class section, and then I should be able to like flick through them and be like, oh, okay, well, I want Rune Prison, and I want Assassin's Blades, and then I also want Piercing Javelin, and I want Blur, and then from my own skill line I want Stone Fist and Ash Cloud, you know what I mean? But instead it's like, no, you replace one of these with one of these. So it's still very limited. I think they literally should have just given you a class change token, because yeah, I mean, technically, I guess you could class change this because you have 3. I guess you could swap out all 3 of these for, like, all 3 of another class, whatever. It's not, like, when I think of subclassing, I think that that character literally has access to every other character's, like, every other class skill, sorry. So, like I said, if I wanted to, you know, I have like 4 things here, so I could have one thing from here, one thing from here, one thing from here, one from there, 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 blah blah blah, and so on until like all 10 slots are filled. You get what I mean? That to me is subclassing. This seems stupid. Personally, I don't think I will ever use the subclassing stuff. I don't think I will subclass a character. I did it to unlock it on this character because I didn't know how it worked, so I did the quest for it, but I don't think, like, no, my girl's a DK, she's gonna stay as a DK, all my other characters are what they are. Subclassing doesn't really interest me, the same as scribing doesn't interest me. I have not done like any scribing since I think the videos that we done. Like, I've just not been doing it, because I haven't been in, it's not been something that they have added that I was interested in, like personally. So personal preference, whatever, you know, if you love it, you love it. That's great for you. Love that for you. It's just not my thing. I don't care for subclassing. I would have preferred a class change token. But anyway, I think that's the last thing. The only other thing is that I think I heard that they are going at some point to be doing crossplay, which for a game of this size, how long it's been out, it's about time that crossplay. But I don't know if it's going to be a crossplay with just servers, so EU server can play with EU console servers, or whether it's going to be crossplay overall, EU, NA, console, EU, NA, PC, blah blah, literally everybody together. Because I would like, I don't know, I would prefer that rather than it just being like EU and NA. I think Worlds would maybe feel, I mean, Worlds might feel a lot more populated with just like the specific servers being, you know, together, like all of us EU buddies playing together, and then all of the NA peeps playing together. But I would prefer if it was like, I know they're like obviously servers so they are different, but you know, it would just be cool if it could be like NAEU, so literally like merging together. But I feel like it would be all of the EU servers together and then all of the NA servers together. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is it for my first impressions. I hope I covered everything that I wanted to speak about. Okay, so there is just one more thing that I wanted to talk about before we leave off. I've only just remembered when I was being like, oh, see you guys in the next video. So there is a new house that has come out with this new area, which I honestly, it's one of the plus sides. There's not very many of them, but this is definitely one of them. So the new house is called the Bismuth Steam Baths, and it's obviously, it's in the new zone here, and it's like this little island over here. And this whole house is purchasable with gold, which I'm a huge fan of. Any sort of like new really cool large house that is purchasable with gold, because, you know, the crown only homes, some of them are very beautiful, but they're just so expensive and not really worth it. You can buy this with crowns, but honestly, just work towards this achievement. And, you know, pretty sure you get this achievement by doing all of the zone story quests. So just do that and then buy it with 1.2 mil. It's fine. Obviously, if you want it furnished, you do have to pay crowns. But obviously it comes unfurnished. So I'm just gonna have a look at it furnished. Or should we do that? We're not on the PTS, so I'll just look at it furnished, okay? You can buy it with gold and you'll get like some of these little bits, but obviously you won't get everything. But yeah, just overall, I think this house is very pretty. This is the boat as well that you get for the achievement furnishing item. The fishing one. It's pretty big, but yeah, anyway, I think that this is a really nice house, and the fact that we can get it without crowns, you know, it's like it come with the, I don't know if you can buy it if you don't have the chapter. No, never mind, ignore me. I mean, I don't know if you could buy it with crowns if you don't have the chapter, whatever, content pass, new zone, whatnot, but obviously you can't. No, maybe you can't. Maybe you just point blank. But it says that it's 9k. That's something I've never actually thought about. Maybe you just need this if you want to buy it with gold, but if you wanted to buy it like this, maybe you don't need the achievement. Anyway, it's besides the point. It's a really nice house, and for being able to get it sort of, I don't want to say really for free, because it's not for free, but if you do have the new zone content pass and you wanted a really nice house. I'm a sucker for houses that come with any type of like water or like beach, and this has both of them. This has both, so it's a really nice home. We'll go inside. Obviously, like, the rugs and stuff won't come with it, neither will the plants and bits and bobs, but I like to see them furnished to see how they sort of like lay them out. Oh, it's like a little cloakroom area. That's cute. But yeah, the house is very grand. The inside, like this, it reminds me a lot of the Sijic Villa. The sort of like bare stone everywhere. Obviously, it's very like Alanor inspired. But it's really pretty, and I think maybe I could put like the vines up the railings and stuff like that. I just think it's a really nice house, and it comes with inside water sections. Of course, it's the steam bath, so that's pretty much like what this is. And then obviously we've got the business. I don't think that would be here. Oh, cute little ones. But yeah, like you could put some benches and some stuff in here, bits and bobs like that, so you're not just constantly swimming. You've got this section as well. And then down here, there is a balcony too, and then down here is like this big section, which is really, really pretty, and they've just put some tables and stuff. Like, it's really, really pretty. I wonder if you could get up there. This is definitely a house that I will get. Obviously, I will just get it with gold, but I'm happy that there is a house coming out with the chapter zone content pass, whatnot, that you can buy with gold. That's pretty much all I'm getting at. I'm a fan of the house, and I really do appreciate that we can get it with gold, because there's not very many homes that like are really nice and big and stuff like that you can get just with gold, like with any of the new chapters and bits and bobs and stuff like that that's come out. This kind of reminds me of the lighthouse house. One of the other houses that I actually really quite liked was in Western Skyrim. It's the Proudspire Manor. It's quite a big house. Okay, it doesn't really have like a garden or anything. It's got a little like patio area, but that is a really nice house that you could have bought with gold and stuff. And the same with the Water's Edge house in Leyawiin. Again, you don't really get like any outside space. You get a little bit of a deck, but that was a really nice house. You kind of got like two houses for the price of one almost, but obviously it didn't like come with any water or anything like that. But yeah, so there have been some really nice houses that you can purchase with gold that come out with like previous chapters and stuff. But yeah, just I'm happy, and I guess maybe impressed that there is actually a house of this size with like the area out here and everything that we can just purchase with gold. So yeah, I think that will be it for this video now. I think I've covered everything, but yeah, just to slightly recap, the price for what you get is far too much. Definitely far too much. I'm not impressed with only having half of a zone for the amount of money that I paid, and then you want to give me the other half of the zone at the end of the year. I would have preferred this full zone and then another little zone, you know, like the other chapters had been. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to add anything else to ESO Plus. I do hope so, seeing as they've like taken something away from it, or at least like a price decrease in ESO Plus would be great. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already, become a member, join Discord, all that kind of stuff if you would like to. And yeah, let me know what you think of the chapter of Content Pass, Zone, whatever. You guys get what I mean. Let me know what you think of it if you have it. And let me know if you like it. I would love to know if you like it, what you like about it. If you don't like it, what you don't like about it, everything like that. Just let me know in the comments. Just let me know down there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.